Good day to one and all, and welcome to another edition, or actually say the first edition of Tell It Like It Is. This is the podcast that will allow us to speak plainly in the hopes that people will hear it and maybe, just maybe, act on it and make their day a little bit brighter for it. As always, we want to tell you that this comes in the realm of 5. Like, comment, subscribe, notify, share. 5 options, 5 items that when combined together will help us get our stuff out to even more people and hopefully make somebody's day just a little bit brighter. And now, on with today's show. And today's show is all about someone who we don't talk about very often, but they definitely are worth talking about today. And that is Melanie King. Shout out to you, Melanie King. She is a YouTube creator. She has her own channel, Melanie King channel. You can check that out when you get a chance, after this one, of course. And she is another content creator who focuses on the manosphere. And today, she brought my attention because I was watching the King Riches podcast. Shout out to you, King Riches, and everyone over at Just Pearly Things over in the UK. I was watching her on his show, and this girl said something, and she went in. She went all in. And we're going to show you just how badly she went in. So we're going to get you over there. There we go. And we'll stop it from time to time because we're going to do this in real time. I have seen this before, but it's definitely worth watching again because got some really good stuff coming on. Here we go.
Most of the time you're natural?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So what's it? Fit? Would you say you're in your best shape right now?
I'm in good shape, but I'm not in like the best shape I could be in. 100% no. I can agree to that. Like I feel like I need to definitely work out more, but I'm in good shape. Like I love the way I look in the mirror when I'm like.
Can I ask?
This, in full context, this came about because all the girls on the panel were asked to rate themselves, and this one here, don't remember her name offhand. It'll come back to me, and I'll say it when it does. But she rated herself a 10. Now, in my head, there are all kinds of alarm bells going off, but not for the reasons that a lot of people are thinking. And this goes back to something that Myron Gaines from Fresh and Fit, shout out also to Fresh and Fit, and King Riches, and Pearl, and Melanie, and Auntie Jenny, and everyone has said on numerous occasions before. And that's this. On a scale from 1 to 10, a 10 is perfection. And if you always have to say, there's always room for improvement, how can you possibly be a 10? How can you be a 10? And when you're a 10, there's nowhere else to go. You're apex. You're the pinnacle. This is as good as it gets. It gets no better. But if you always have room for improvement, you can't be a 10. And to keep it 100, I don't think there ever was or ever will be a 10. Because that is human perfection. And perfection doesn't exist. But that was just for general context and everything else like that. Let's continue.
How old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay, so I'm 41. I used to be a fitness model, and I understand like your genetic potential.
Mm-hmm.
And I will tell you, as you age, what you can get away with when you're younger.
There's no way
like
you can go
to
away.
me right now, I'm trying to cut off. Like I don't know kilograms. I don't know stones. So forgive me, guys.
It's okay.
I would say like 10, 15 pounds. I'm constantly in a mindset of how I can get my abs even tighter. So it's an 11 line, 4-pack, like get it to a way. And I talk to men You know, like my dad, you know, a lot of women growing up are called princess, or if you have a dad that's like in your life and all that, and she's my sweetheart, and my father called me meatball the day
Shout out to Melanie's dad. Called a meatball. Now, you can call your daughter a princess. I call my daughter princess. But that's me. She's a princess to me. I don't necessarily say she's a princess to everybody else. But also when I call her that, it's from a place of love, but it's also peppered with sarcasm and everything else, because we are a very sarcastic family. Very, very sarcastic. And it is what it is. Let's continue.
I was born, because I was a little fat chubby thing. Then my name became Meaty, and then Big Meaty. If I call him now, he'll be like, "What's up, Big Meaty?" And he talked about that because he was always wanted me to be mindful. Him and my mom would take me to the gym,
nice.
have me show about fitness and all of that. My father wouldn't let me wear makeup. I couldn't wear dresses above my knees.
Okay.
I was raised a certain way. And so what I am Christian. I'm not as like religious as, and he ain't religious no more. I'm like, Dad, what happened to you? Like, why are you so loose down? Where the hell now?
He's living his
He's
movie.
like, listen, my kids
Living his
grown. I'm
movie.
good now. Like, I'm out there, I'm in the streets. But like,
Big up Mr. King.
My parents,
Living his movie.
My parents been married 44 years.
Okay.
Okay, and the people in my family. And so what I realized, a lot of women.
Shout out to the King family. 41 years and counting. That's beautiful. They've had their good days and their bad days. It's just that their good days outnumber their bad days. That's it. Marriage is a culmination of good days and bad days when two people are joined as one. That is marriage. And the object of any successful marriage is to have more good days than bad days. Because you're going to have the bad days as well as the good days. You're going to have great days, you're going to have horrible days. Your mileage may vary. Actually, your mileage will vary because each person and how they deal with situations are wildly different. So, again, it is what it is. But to be married for 41 years, that's unheard of today. Unheard of. Would that my wife and I be alive to see our 31st anniversary. It'd be something to behold. But anyway, let's get back to it yet some more.
Women have not been exposed to like how men talk and what they think. My father, if I looked a little too thick for what he thought, he'd be like, "Look at them thighs, thunder, thunder, roll, jelly, jelly," and he would call me Big Meaty, and I was used to it. I'm like, if you don't get out my face, he'd be like, "You back." But you know what I would do? I would start, because it made me run track. It made me.
Yes, it also, as I was saying also, it comes from a place of love. See, he called her meaty and everything else and thunder thighs and everything else, but he was doing it as a flippant way of saying, "Hun, you're getting heavy. You need to get in the gym. Hun, you're getting heavy. You need to lose the weight." And people do things and say things differently because that's the way they communicate. Mr. King's way of communicating was, "Hey, Big Meaty, son, you getting a little chubby there in the thighs there, thunder thighs, roll jelly, roll, and all this other stuff." He wasn't saying that to be nasty. He was saying that because he wanted his daughter in the gym, so she can become more in line of the person that he felt she should be, and the person that she herself wants to be. No more, no less. So if I can hear people coming for him in the conversation saying, oh, he's this, that, and the other thing. No, he's not. He's not fat shaming. He's not doing anything like that. He is addressing his daughter the best way he knows how. A lot of times, things that are mistaken and misconstrued for other things aren't because the people are being malicious or bad intentions or anything like that. It's how they talk. My father, rest his soul, never said I love you to his children. Any of us. Doesn't mean he didn't do it. Doesn't mean he didn't show it. But looking back, his mother never told him that she loved him. So where's he going to learn it from? Who's going to teach him? Let's get back to it again.
Me go to the gym and made me do these things because he knew fitness and being a certain way in a mindset. And so it's not that everybody has to be a perfect, you know what I'm saying? Because that is not what every man needs.
Exactly.
Men like them, certain way and all of that. But right now, one of the things I would say to a lot of young women is y'all gotta listen to what men say, even if it feels offensive or you feel a certain way.
Yes.
They want you to
Yes.
win. They're not saying it because they just want you down. They're saying it because they're a man. They talk to
And
men,
let me say
especially
one thing after as
successful
well.
men.
Preach. Tell them. Tell it like it is. Men don't say things to be saying things. They don't talk just to talk. We just don't. If we tell you something, 8, 9 times out of 10, it's to better the situation. Now, I said this on another podcast. I say it now, and this will be made more apparent as we do more podcasts and get bigger and better in the future and things like that. But I am one of a handful of male content creators who will talk to women with no ulterior motive. I'm not trying to talk to you. I'm not trying to get with you. I'm not trying to have sex with you. I'm not trying to gas you up. I'm not trying to do any of those things. I tell you these things because I want you to be better. Because when you're better, we're better. When we're better, the world gets better. I have no ulterior motive whatsoever when I address women on my podcast. It may seem like I'm bad mouth and stuff like that, but I'm blunt. I'm as subtle as a brick. I am blunt. If something needs to be said, I'll say it. Don't care. My wife cringes when I get like this. But someone's got to say it. Why not me? Let's get back to it.
Which he is a successful man right now. And so what he's saying is you got to take it as gospel. He's not talking out of his ass. He's saying to you, listen, sis, I want you to win. I'm not putting you down. But, like, I'm telling you, the cheat code to getting. If you want a husband, I know a lot of women don't want a husband. You want to be
I
in the
want a
street.
husband.
I'm not saying you want to be in the street, but a lot of
No.
women want the street because it's fun.
Is it?
You don't want the duties of a wife because a lot of women have not been raised to be a wife. I was raised to be a wife, and I desired to be a housewife.
So my question to
that
you,
was my ambition.
My
in
question
life.
to you is obviously because like it was bouncing off the point I was making. What is it that you feel like even like with King Rich is what he's been saying, like that you feel like as a young 25-year-old that maybe I'm not taking on board that you feel like maybe I should take on board? Just from
This is a loaded question. And it's a loaded question because as you're going to find out as we do more and more of this video, she doesn't want to know the answer. She doesn't want to know it. At all. But it's something she feels she could bring up.
your perspective, because you were bouncing off my point.
I would say I think you have beautiful skin.
Yeah.
And I think you have beautiful features.
Yeah.
I understand you're a performer.
Yeah.
And that city girl culture.
No,
who's
I'm not
influencing-
interested
No, I'm
in that.
saying, but what happens is
Yeah.
you get swept into city girl culture because you got the blue hair. You got the eyelashes.
Okay.
Men hate those eyelashes. They call them tarantula. And I'm not saying it's pretty on you,
Yeah.
but I'm saying to women. But a man who takes you seriously, he wants you as natural, like as it's you, like your beauty. Like you have beautiful skin. I feel like looking at your facial features. I used to work for Vogue, so when I say your facial features, you don't need all of that to draw attention.
I tell you what.
Find nothing wrong with what she's saying. And this goes back to the whole I'm a 10 argument that they had earlier in the podcast. Can you be a 10 with blue hair, fake lashes, lipstick, lip gloss, fake nails? Can you truly be a 10? I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so is because it's not you. It's not. It's not you because nothing of that I said with the blue hair and the eyelash extensions and all this, that, and the other thing, all those things are there to enhance a woman's natural beauty. But these days, they take it over. So when you lose the wig, when you lose the eyelashes, when you lose the lip gloss, when you lose the fake nails, and you're presented as yourself, are you the same? And judging from what I see these days, no. The answer is definitely no. One of the first things I realized when I met my wife, when we were dating back in the day, was she would put on lipstick. And that's about it. And she had earrings going up the side of her ear. Back when that was a thing. And I also noticed that after we got together and started dating, one by one they stopped. It came out and didn't go back in. To the point where now she's got a pair of earrings holes for 2 earrings. One left side, one right side. That's it. No more, no less. Why did I say that? I have no idea. Let's get back to it.
Be better to run 3 miles a day and have no makeup, your hair in a bun, and wear basic clothes you'd be shocked at the men who would, like, you run 3 miles a minute, you're into fitness, and you focus on that versus you take the nails off. That's your personal style because you're young and you enjoy it, and I get it.
It's a creative.
Right, it's creative.
Expressive.
But I always say, think about your future. You can be as creative as all you want, but like, girl, like these city girls, look at them. Like, the city girls getting peed on by, Diddy. And they still want a husband. They talk about, we getting flued out, we doing this, but all of them want to be. They're all got boyfriends and want a husband.
You know what's funny about
and they'll
that
get
as well?
peed on just to get chosen. But they'll call me a pick me.
No,
but
I
you
don't think
getting
you're a
peed on,
pick-me.
sis, to be picked.
There's no such thing as a pick me. Let's just say it. That was a modern woman's way of putting down a traditional woman. Pick me. Don't you all want to be picked? Whether it's for sex or relationship, you all want to be picked. So doesn't that make everybody a pick me? Which then says nobody's a pick me? I mean, let's get real. Let's get real. When you call someone a pick me, what you're saying is, I'm available, pick me. But isn't that what everybody wants? Everyone wants to be picked. So that makes everybody pick me, which means nobody's picked me because everyone is. Unbelievable. Continue, please.
I think you're just a
make it make
traditional-
sense.
I think you're just a traditional woman, which I agree
I ain't getting
with.
peed on.
I agree with some of the things you've said because I'm
Okay. I meant to. Oh boy. What did I do?
All right, we are live.
Oh boy. We're having some difficulties. We'll be right back. We'll fix this screen and be right back.
Okay, so I'm 41. I used to be a fitness model,
Yeah.
and I them
No, they do,
because
yeah.
of the situation they're
That's
in.
true.
And even some of our fathers said, "Girl, go get your."
The day you lot are the one that lose.
A huge like Instagram, TikTok thing going around.
Hit the like button, bro.
And anti and
Okay, what we're
rebellious.
not A man has proposed to me.
Like, is it
So
a
that's
man
what-
you?
I'm just saying,
But that's
from
not
my
you.
experience.
But you,
Like as a young 25-year-old, that maybe I'm not taking on board that you feel like maybe I should take on board, just from your perspective, because you were bouncing off my point.
I would say I think you have beautiful skin.
Yeah.
And I think you have beautiful features.
Yeah.
I think
Okay, we're back. As you probably heard. Let's get right back into it. And you may have heard something bleed over the audio. I do apologize for that. But we went back a little bit, but let's get back to it.
I understand you're a performer.
Yeah.
And that city girl culture. Who's
No, I'm not
influencing-
interested
No, I'm
in that.
saying, but what
Oh.
happens is
Yeah.
you get swept into city girl culture because you got the blue hair. You got the eyelashes.
Okay.
Men hate those eyelashes. They call them tarantula. And I'm
Some
not
men.
saying it's pretty on you,
Yeah.
but I'm saying to women. But a man who takes you seriously, he wants you as natural, like as it's you, like your beauty. Like you have beautiful skin. I feel like looking at your facial feature. I used to work for Vogue, so when I say your facial features, you don't need
Yeah,
all
no,
of that
yeah.
to draw attention.
I'll tell you
It
one
would be
thing,
better
hold on,
to run
hold on.
3 miles a day
Yeah.
and have no makeup, your hair in a bun, and wear basic clothes. You'd be shocked at the men who would, like, you run 3 miles a day, you're into fitness, and you focus on that versus you take the nails off. That's your personal style because you're young and you enjoy it, and I
like
get it.
It's a creative.
Right, it's creative.
Expressive.
But I always say, think about your future. You can be as creative as all you want, but like, girl, like these city girls, look at them. Like the city girls getting peed on.
We stopped it right there because she was saying something that goes back to something that I said and I do believe with all my heart. And that's get your mind right. Get yourself right. Learn to love yourself. When that happens, when you truly love yourself, the men will come. The men will come. Because they see that you got your stuff together, that you're right in the head, you got it going on. They want a piece of it. So they gravitate towards you. It is what it is. But the first thing you need to do is love yourself.
By Diddy. And they still want a husband. They talk about we getting flued out, we doing this, but all of them want to be. They're all got boyfriends and want a husband.
You know what's funny about
and they'll
that
get
as well?
peed on just to get chosen. But they'll call me a pick me.
No,
but
I
you
don't
getting
think you're a
peed on,
pick-me.
sis, to be picked.
I think you're just a
make it make
traditional-
sense.
I think you're just a traditional woman, which I agree
I ain't
with.
getting peed on.
I agree with some of the things you've said because I'm Nigerian and I'm naturally quite a traditional woman outside of obviously the blue and the
Look
lashes.
at your skin though. You have beautiful
I know I'm
skin.
glowing.
You're not traditional. Because of the hair, the extensions, the eyelashes, the nails. You're not traditional. Own it. You're not traditional.
Oh, thank you. But I think it's important. The reality is what you said is true. There's majority of the men, that's what they're going to be drawn to. But
For a wife.
For a wife. But I also have brothers. I also have a lot of male friends, and a lot of them are not just focused on those girls. Because some of the guys will say those kind of girls are easy to push around.
No. They've lied to you. And I hate to say this, but even family members can and will lie to you. They'll tell you the things that you want to hear because they want to stay in your good graces. You've been lied to. You have been lied to. Simplest story. Simple as.
They don't want to go. That's easy to push around. I'm just saying,
But that's
from
not
my
you.
experience.
But
I'm
you're
just saying from
seeing
my
that.
experience.
That's where even though your brothers and all of that, if they get real with you, and if they can be honest without your pushback, you're not considering. You probably push back because you push back against him quite a bit tonight, more than other women on the panel. It's not a diss on you.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. It is. Now, you saying that, Melanie, because you're trying to be politically correct. But it is a diss. It's straight diss. Because the girl disrespected King Riches. Multiple times. So yes, it is disrespectful. It's disrespectful for her to act that way. I'm sure her parents didn't raise her to be that way. And that's something I think we should all strive towards going forward in the future. Is before you do something, ask yourself, how would my parents feel if they found that I did this? Would they be okay with it? How would my parents, or if you don't, if it's not your parents, someone that you look up to, that you respect and admire, would they be cool with this? Would they co-sign on this? How would they feel? Because I think a lot of times people just do things. Today's person, whether male or female, they're impulsive. They're just going to do something because it's there and they can do it. I suggest that you take a second, you stop before you do anything and think, would X and or Y be cool with this course of action? Would they co-sign this? And if the answer is no, they wouldn't, don't do it. Just don't. Too many people do things not because they should do it, but because they can do it. And just because you can do something doesn't necessarily mean that you should do it. Like Chris Rock once said, you can drive a car with your feet if you want to, but it doesn't necessarily make it a good idea. So stop. Before you do anything, before you embark on any course of action, stop. And ask yourself, would my role model, would my parents, would my coach, would my pastor, whoever it is, would they be cool with this course of action? Would they co-sign it? Because I'm telling you, more times than not, that answer would be no. But you don't think about it that way because you don't want to hear no. You don't. But I'm getting off on another tangent. Let's get back to it.
Because I'm like that. I'm like that. I'm like that. And I've had to learn how to. My father's just like, you need to shut the F up.
Yes, and it's my turn to speak. Yes, that was a good transition. That's awesome. It turned into them two show for a second, bruv.
My bad. We were just
Sorry.
Sorry.
We respect you. And
I
I'm
don't need your
sorry.
sorry.
Oh shit.
We sorry, King.
I
Ate me
need your
up.
sorry, man.
All right,
listen.
It's not our podcast.
My thing is this, and because the things I want to say are just short and choppy anyway. Yeah.
All right.
When you come outside with the blue hair, I'm just being real.
No, it's cool.
Because this is the thing. There's other women that watch
He's
this show.
helping. He's
Yeah.
helping.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's not just you. I'm talking to everyone watching.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm an example.
like, cause you're here. Do you get what I'm saying?
Of course.
Like, the hair, the eyelashes, the makeup, the everything.
Yes.
It just screams like she's just one of those girls, bro. She's
It's a
just one of those
one of-
out
Even
there
if it's
girls.
not you.
That's what. Even if it, yeah, exactly. Even if it's not you.
One of what kind of girls?
Just
It's
like
city girl,
whatever
city
city
girl.
girls, like
Young
stripper culture,
Yes.
like that kind of shit. That's what it looks
Can
like.
I just say one thing to that? Yeah.
See, you didn't hear a word she said to you. You didn't hear a word she said to you. Can I say something to that? No, you can't. Because he's giving you advice based upon his experiences as a man. You are not a man, therefore you can't have any sort of male perspective on a situation because you're not a man. Can I just no. Shut your mouth, shut your young mouth when you old folks are talking. Let's see what you got to say, sister.
Bro, but you can't say nothing to that because I'm telling you how guys perceive it.
There it is. That's what I just said. You can't speak to it because you don't have the right perspective on it. You don't. If you're having a problem with your computer and you go to a tech and the text telling you you're having a problem because your graphics card isn't up to snuff. The next words out of your mouth should never be, I just want to tell you based upon my experience, or whatever. Can I speak to that? No. You can't speak to it. Because you basically know nothing about it. You don't have the experience that the tech has. You don't know how to diagnose things the way he does, so therefore you can't affect the fix like he does. So what are you saying?
So that's how we perceive it.
Okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
And not to cut it, but then again, there's the key word. That's how we perceive it. Perception is king. Judging from the way she's looking on this podcast, judge based upon her outward appearance. She's for the streets. How could I say that? Because nothing about it is real. It's all manufactured. And because it's manufactured, she's recreational use only. Now, for all I know, she could have a heart of gold. She could be A1 prime wifey material. She could be submissive. She could be feminine. She could be friendly. She could be all that stuff. But when look at her, nah, she's for the streets. Recreational use only. Next. And to get even deeper on it, who suffers the most? She does. And she suffers because no one's going to know her qualities. No one's going to know the goodness in her because all they see is what's on the outside. Let's get back to it one more time.
Saying, what are you gonna say that's gonna negate
fun
what
girl,
I'm
not
saying?
wife in the house.
Contextually, I think the issue here is obviously we've never met in it. Like you've never seen me, I've never seen you. You're just seeing me, blue girl, makeup, lashes, over the top, long nails. I hear it. So like you have the stereotype, like what you were saying before we start recording. There's stereotypes. So you stereotyped me based on my hair.
But that's what
based
life
on my
is
look.
about.
There you go. Life is about first impressions. First impressions are key. That's why there's a saying, you only have one chance to make a good first impression. Because you're judged almost immediately on that first impression. So you could be the greatest woman in the history of the world. But when I look at you, I see blue hair. I see fake eyelashes. I see claws for fingernails. I'm thinking, she's trying to be pretty. She's for the streets. All she wants is a good time. I'll give her a good time. But that's as far as it goes. And even that's a stretch because I'm looking at it thinking, nah, I'll pass. I'll pass on it. Oh boy. Here's where it starts to get contentious.
Stereotype men.
Okay, can I just land? What I'm trying to say is contextually, the places and spaces that I'm in, I'm naturally very respected because of the brand and the name and the kind of...
No, you're not. That's what I'm trying to tell you. No, you're not. People, especially, and I'll say it, people in our business. I am in the music business. When I'm not podding, I'm writing and creating. And I'll tell you, for nothing, this is free game I'm giving you. People will use you just as soon as look at you. They'll use you. And you're being used. You are being used. Your brand. This is what you. That's what you portray. That's the first impression that you're giving people. And you're too stupid to realize it. When someone turns up for the first time and they see you, they instantaneously make a judgment on you. You look up and down, and things just happen. Words pop into their head. Assessments are made, judgments are called, and you're written into one or two baskets. Either prospective mate or prospective sex partner. It is what it is. Oh, man. Make it make sense.
Image I put on myself online.
Are men proposing?
A man has proposed to me.
Like, is it
So
a
that's
man
what-
you
but that's
want?
what the
Is it the
point-
man you want?
Let me just finish my point.
No, I refuse to let that happen. Because, spoiler alert, she doesn't answer the question. Because that answer is no. When someone asks you, have you ever been proposed to? And you say yes. And then they say, to a man or woman that you want. The answer is either yes or no. And it should be said right there because they're not trying to get you. They're asking a question. So, again, what you saying, hon? Just look at her. She's looking down because she knows she's caught. She knows this. I'll say this for a lot of female panelists that come on these podcasts. Body language speaks volumes. I know she feels God because she's looking down. If someone's talking to you and they hit upon a truth that you don't want shared, they tend to look away, they look down, they'll fidget. Anything but look up and engage the person directly. And she's doing all that. She's looking down. She's looking away. She's fidgeting. And I'm going to let her finish her statement and then she'll go on a little bit and then I'll rip into her some more. Because she is a prime example of what not to be.
But I'll answer your question respectfully. I just want to finish my point, but I'm going to answer your question, yeah? The rooms and the spaces that I place myself in, I'm respected because of the brand and the name that I've carried for myself. I'm an
Again, no.
artist, okay? So when I'm on stage, my lyrics, everything that I do, I represent Christ, I represent myself.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. She done did it. She done did it. I'm going to let this play for a while, then I'll give you my reactions to it and my comments on it.
And I represent beauty and I represent black women that are bosses. So for me,
No,
let
girl.
me land.
Girl,
Let me land my
no.
point.
You can't land no more.
Why
That
can't I
boss
land no
stuff.
more?
Black women are not bosses. I'm sick of the
Excuse
narrative
me?
that black women are strong, independent.
I didn't say strong, independent. I
Well,
said
we're not.
boss.
A man does not want a woman who says she's a boss.
Insecure
Sweetheart.
men don't want a
No,
boss,
no,
but
no
sorry.
man. And I'm telling you, men who've conquered the
insecure
world
again.
do not want this. These are my.
Sorry, I know I cut it off, but oh man. Here's where Melanie goes in. Here's where she goes in. And blue hair talks about insecure. It's not insecure. They say insecure to make them feel better. Not because it's true. Not because it's factual. Not because it's honest. Because it makes them feel good. But no, it's not about insecurity. They don't want it. You can call it what you want. But then at the end of the day, when everything is said and done, they don't want that. They have never wanted it. They will never want it. And as Myron Gaines is fond to say, is that man won't tell you this because of how the game is structured. They don't want to tell you these uncomfortable truths because then they get denied access. And they want access. So they'll tell you what you need to hear on the good side and omit the bad stuff. And they do this because they want to win. And for them to win, they want to have sex. Men want to have sex. Women want to retain the best sperm for their eggs. That's why women are the gatekeepers to sex. They have to allow a man in for purposes of either pleasure or procreation. And let's keep it 1,000. Let me keep it 100. Let's keep it 1,000. The primary function of sex has been, is today, and always will be procreation. The furthering of the bloodline, the furthering of the species. First and foremost, that's what it's for. We're just one of 2 animals on this planet that actually enjoy it. You can say what you want. It is what it is. Sex is, was, and always will be the furthering of the bloodline, the continuation of the species. And to do that, a man and a woman must copulate. That's what it is at its core. Strip away all the layers. Strip away all the superfluous, nonsensical BS. That's what it is at its heart. And you want to say that someone is intimidated. No, hun. Not even close.
Clients,
You
these
wanna-
are the men
Wait.
that I know.
Let me say something
They
to you,
respect
babe.
you as your singer and they're
That's
pandering
fine.
because of your talent. But are they taking you home and saying, that's my wife?
Some
Wow. And then she's gonna lie after it. Now what Melanie said there was it in a nutshell. That is the uncomfortable truth of this podcast. They respect your talent. They will pander to your sensibilities. But would they take you home and present you to their family? That right there, and we'll come back in a second. That right there is the crux of the whole scenario. That is the epitome of sexual attraction versus relationship attraction. Anybody and everybody can have sexual attraction. You look good. That's the first thing. You look good. You smell good. You feel good. Let's do this. That's sexual attraction. I want to have you. Sexual attraction. Relationship intention, or relationship attraction, or relationship intention, which is actually a better way to put it. That's when after the sex, the man is satisfied, the woman is satisfied. The man looks at the woman and goes, I think I want to see more of her. What's she about? I need to find out. Can I take her home? Can she cook? Can she clean? Does she want children? And if so, will she be a good mother? All those things. All of them together make relationship intention. I want to continue this relationship with the end result of you being my wife. Women tend to conflate the two. And that's where you get the 10 myth. Or the 8, 9, 10 myth. I screwed somebody who's an 8, who's 9, who's a 10. Therefore, I must be a 10. Because they slept with me. But right there is the problem. They slept with you. They'll sleep with just about anything. But will they marry you? Will they wife you? Will they give you a ring? Will they give you their last name? Besides offspring, that's one of the two highest honors. That's the highest honor that a man can give to a woman. On the woman's side, she can bear his child. But to give the last name, that's honor. That's commitment. That's what it's all about in the end. And anything else that you may be told is fluff. Women want the last name. Men want sex. So they trade off. I'll give you sex if you give me the last name. And the man's either yay or nay. Let's get back to the video because it's getting good.
There's a difference.
Somehow, that's the point
between your art and being a wife. And what you got to say at 25, you got to say, you know what? I don't know everything.
I don't. But
and so I'm telling you, you haven't talked to enough men who are high value. And I mean the highest of value in the world. Billionaires who are my clients. And they're dealing with BS. And they want me to walk them through their divorce and hold their hand because they're sick of they can't talk to anyone else. And they're sick of the BS. And what I'm telling you, no. You got a rebuttal to everything, but you're not digesting. You're hearing, but not listening.
Ta-da! What did I tell you? What did I tell you? Listen. And Melanie has called it. You're not listening. You're talking. And you're hearing, but you're not listening. And what did we say back in the day? Stop. Actually listen to what's being said. Take a moment to digest it, to let it marinate in your head, to understand where it's coming from, and then formulate a response and articulate it. Only then. But she's not doing that. She's not doing that at all. All she's doing is talking to hear herself talk.
And it's not, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
I don't know.
You know why?
And see? And there's that stupid smile on her face. I can't stand this woman. Ain't nothing pretty about her. Why'd you lie? She's got an answer for everything, which proves she doesn't listen. If this is fresh and fit, she'd be castled. Get out. You got to go. I can't. Oh. And the more she talks, the more disagreeable she is, the more argumentative she is, the less attractive she is. I don't want it. If she was the last one on earth and I either had to be with her or the female race to die out, been nice knowing you. We're dead.
Why is it important for you to listen?
To you.
No, not to me.
Okay.
To wisdom. Because the Bible, you talked about being a Christian, but it says the older women need to teach the younger women, and younger women need to listen, be submissive. But you know how many young women are not submissive to what men say? But you say you're a Christian woman.
Okay.
You can't be a Christian woman and buck against what men are saying. That is anti-biblical, it's anti-God, it's anti-Christ, and it makes you the great whore of Babylon.
Ooh. The great whore of Babylon makes her Jezebel. Melanie here has no filter. All of the places more, and you see just what we're talking about.
That's what the Bible
No, it
talks
doesn't.
about. I was
No, it
raised in Christian school, Christian college, and I was in church 4 days a week, all day on Sunday.
That doesn't mean anything.
No,
though.
it means something when I'm telling you scripture and you're bucking against it, and it's against the word of God. So don't claim God and Christianity,
against
but your
God?
attitude is bucking, and you cannot be quiet for one moment.
So what is?
Wow. Wow. Just wow. That's it in a nutshell. And yet another uncomfortable truth. She got 3 cheers out of it. Oh, 4. And there's 5. You don't listen. You got to retort for everything. Even if it's nonsensical, it's an answer. And you can say anything you want. Anything at all. And when it comes down to it, when everything is said and done at the end of the day, you're for the streets. You're masculine. And that's a recurring theme with a lot of modern women. They're masculine. They exhibit traits that are masculine. They're manly. And you can't just turn on and off at will your masculine traits. You can't be a part-time man. Because sooner or later, it seeps into other things. Because especially if you made a career of it, it defines you. So yeah, you can turn it off a little bit. You might fool some people sometimes. But there's a day coming where it's going to slip. You're going to slip up and it's going to come out. And then there it is. And the man has to decide, do I put up with this stuff or do I let it go? And these days, more than not, men are going to let it go. And that's the double-edged sword with the whole divorce thing. Because women can do it, but so can men. No fault. No contest. Want a divorce from her. Okay. Pay your fees. We'll divvy up the assets, and you go on your way.
What
But
have I said
don't
that's against
ask me a
God?
question. Respond to what I said.
Okay, so what do you want me to
Don't
respond?
ask me a question you didn't hear. That's why I said you hear, but you do not
Okay.
listen. If you
Okay.
listened, you would know the questions I asked.
You asked, okay, the questions that you asked, if I'm going to be honest, I don't really have much to say to them. I'm going to be honest
But
with
don't
you.
claim Christianity if
Okay.
you're not willing to submit to when men are telling you.
I can
A lot of
claim
women are Christian
Christianity.
feminists.
I'm not a feminist.
No, you claim Christianity when it works in your favor,
Not
but you
necessarily.
put down men and say, "You're rebellious."
Can I just
You're
ask, when did I
rebellious.
put down a man here?
You're rebellious.
When did I put down
You're
a man?
rebellious, and I'm calling it out.
But when did
You're
I-
rebellious.
but when did I call a
You're
man out?
rebellious.
I'm not.
You're rebellious.
I'm not, babe.
Don't claim Christianity.
Don't
You're
speak that
rebellious.
over me, 'cause
no,
that's not
I'm
me.
speaking it over
Don't
you.
speak
Even
that
you
over me.
talking now,
Yeah.
you have no discipline because you can't
Okay.
sit and listen without opening your mouth.
Yeah, because I don't feel like
because
your
you're
points are
rebellious.
valid.
No, I'm telling you.
She's doing my job for me. She's rebellious. She's being told, and this time by her own kind, her own peer. She's being told by a woman what she should do, and she still has words for it. My head hurts. But it doesn't hurt in the way that it normally hurts. It hurts because she's giving you game. She's telling you exactly what you need to do to obtain the best outcome for your situation. And you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. I don't think it gets any simpler than that. You don't want to hear it. So you won't hear it. And that's all well and good. But when it goes wrong, and it will go wrong, don't come crying. Ta-da! Unbelievable. Unbelievable. We'll listen to a little bit more of this, and then I'll give you some closing thoughts, and we'll go that way and blah, 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 blah.
You are Antichrist, and you are the Jezebel.
Okay, one thing I will
Your
say to
attitude,
you.
not who you are, but whoever has influenced you has told you you need to be this Jezebel and anti and
Okay,
rebellious.
what we're not gonna do,
No,
firstly,
no, you're not gonna
what
tell
we're not
nobody
gonna
what we're not
do,
gonna
what
do.
we're not gonna
This isn't
do.
your show. Don't
It's-
tell nobody
this
what
isn't
we're
my
not gonna
show.
do. Yeah,
This
don't
isn't
tell
your
me what
show
I'm not gonna
either,
do.
though.
No, but I will. You will not tell
But
me
is it
what
your
I'm not
show?
gonna do.
Is it your
Don't tell me
show?
what I'm gonna do.
But is it your show?
No, is it
Alright,
yours?
cool.
Okay.
It's his.
What we're not going to do. Don't tell me what I'm not going to do. Don't want to hear it. Melanie King, and I'll say something else about her. I've watched her stuff. I'll admit I haven't watched it in a while. But then I noticed that she was in London. She was on Just Pearly Things, and she did a few shows with Pearl and Sarah Garvey and Auntie Jenny and now King Riches. I'm gonna start paying more attention to her because she is, for the most part, she's very agreeable. She is calm. She's cool. She's collected. She's feminine. For this to happen, for her to come out of character so badly, there has to have been a million things that went wrong. And the thing that went wrong in this interaction was the fact that Miss Blue Hair wouldn't listen. She's got a retort for everything. And it's not needed. It's not asked for, and it's not wanted. Let me land. No, you can't land. And you can't land because you're talking foolishness. Everything that Melanie has said is spot on. And you can say what you want. You can be pro Melanie, you can be pro Blue Hair. Doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, again, the outcome is what it is. And the outcome of any interpersonal relationship, any interpersonal reaction, from initial attraction up to its completion, whether it's breakup or marriage, the accepted and optimal outcome is marriage. Or if not marriage, a long-term relationship. And to be honest with you, a long-term relationship is a marriage that's not recognized by law. But then it is because you got common law marriage. If you've been cohabitating with somebody for 7 years, you are considered married. So you might as well go down to the courthouse and make it official. But people won't do that. At least men won't do that because men have too much to lose if it goes south. But that's a story and a podcast for another day. I'm going to start really paying attention to Melanie. She also goes into her relationship with Kevin Samuels, which was a very good friend of hers. And she talks about the impact that he had on her life. Between him, Mr. Samuels, and her father have helped mold her into the person that she is today. All I can say in closing is the woman is right. She knows of what she speaks. And she speaks truth to power. We need to do better. We need to do better. Don't be disagreeable. Don't be argumentative. Don't practice sign language. shame, insult, guilt need to be right. Don't do it. Because when you do, bad things tend to happen. And it's never immediate. You may think you won the argument, but it'll come back on you later. The only problem with that is that these days, because women can't be wrong, they'll never admit to it. So they'll be alone, they'll be miserable, but because they can't be wrong, you'll never hear about it. It is what it is. And that will just about do it for the premiere edition of Tell It Like It Is. Excuse me. We operate in the realm of 5. Like. Quickest and most obvious form of support. If you like the video, hit the like button. Hit that thumbs up. Comment. Good, bad, or indifferent. Let us know in the comments what you're thinking. We won't know how you feel, so we can't grow. And we want to grow. So we're asking for your input. You got an idea? Write it in the chat. Critique? Write it in the track. Write in the comment section. Disagreement? Write it down. You have an idea? Write it down. We go through all of our stuff. We read it, and we'll act on it. So, good, bad, or different, let us know in the comment section. Subscribe. You want more videos? You want more content? Subscribe button opens that for you. Gives you all of our library of videos on tap for viewing anytime, any place, anywhere, on any device. Doesn't get any much sweeter than that. And hey, you like it, right? Notification. Hit the notification bell so that you'll be one of the first to know of upcoming videos. And we still got live streams coming. Want to know about them? Hit the notification button. Share. If you like it, chances are one of your people will like it too. Let them know about it. Give them a link. Heck, sit them down while you're watching it and let them watch it with you. We want to start a dialogue. We want to get people to talk about our content. Because that's how all change starts. All change starts with simple conversation. And if we can change just one person, if we can make one person's life just that much better, It's all worth it. Our job is done. So why not share it? This has been Tell It Like It Is. And I, as your host, want to give some final parting words to you. And they are, take care out there. Do better. And peace out. Take care, everyone.